You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. Opethians, Chronicans, thank you so much for being here. We are bringing Masters, Apprentices down the rabbit hole. And this is from the album Deliverance.
Ooh, I'm so excited for this one. Thank you so much for bringing Deliverance down the rabbit hole. Opethians, I'm so excited to be here once again with the album Deliverance. We'll be doing Master's Apprentice today when we have already listened to Deliverance from Deliverance. However, it got blocked on YouTube. If you do want to see that reaction, go take a look at our Patreon. There are free trials available for everyone under the Lurker tier, so you can see the video for free. All of our blocked content is on Patreon. So to go take a look at that, because there might be some songs you want to know that we weren't able to react to here on YouTube.
100%.
So before we get into this, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Put your favorite Opeth song in the comments below. Let us know why it's your favorite. We love to hear from all of you. And without further ado, let's get into this.
Are you excited for this one,
I
Ruby?
am excited for this one.
How do you like the album cover again?
I love the album cover. I always forget that there's that creepy face in the mirror, and it always catches me off guard and then scares me a little bit, and then I have to remember it's just an album cover.
Well, have the heightened senses going for this one. Yep.
Pause it before it gets too far into it because there's so much going on and I never know when to pause with Opeth. So there's always something. This is phenomenal. I didn't expect it to start so heavy right off the bat. Like it was just like in there. And I know the last reaction we did, I was like, oh, well, he normally starts with his like soft vocals or his normal vocals. And he like usually has this really like simple intro and then it gets really technical and it's just right off the bat super technical, super chuggy, really dark, growling, talking about like the beast beneath and like the pain and like fires and everything and just going like this is intense.
Intense is the right word.
Intense. And then with the creepy album cover on top of that, he's like, there is a room and it is burning or something. One of the lines, I'm not sure.
Right, yeah, there is a room that is burning.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, like what is happening? You know, there's like a demon child. Is there gonna light the room on fire? Like, what is happening? So this is phenomenal. I'm loving it.
Good. And did you notice the kid in the bed too?
I noticed the really creepy kid doll.
Oh, I guess that's a kid doll, yeah.
Doll. It's a creepy doll. There's lots of creepy dolls. It's a creepy doll, and there's like a little demon child, and there's like, the clock says it's 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Well, geez.
Like,
good eyes. Pitch to speak 1,000 words, and this song does too, so let's keep it going. just love that eeriness from that guitar hum
Yeah.
in the back of all those insane, incredible riffs, but it just has that still eerie little vibe going on.
It does, and it like keeps it all very dark, very much like a bad dream, a nightmare you're trying to wake up from. It's phenomenal.
Holy crap.
Take what I have and deliver me into everlasting sleep.
I just want to, what do you feel about that transition?
Man, that was such a smooth transition going from it being so heavy into the picking, which he does quite often. It's almost like, I've mentioned it before, almost like a Spanish guitar, and I could be wrong with calling it that, but that's just kind of what it
It's an
reminds me
acoustic
of.
he's playing there.
But that acoustic that he does when he's picking.
Yeah.
And then going into, there was like a moment where it was almost, I'm not sure what he was using, like a synth or something.
They do have a keyboard.
That keyboard
Yeah.
to pull in that like almost.
Exactly, you
Like
hear
it
what
was
I'm
being
saying.
pulling out.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how to explain that, but that was phenomenal.
The effect it was
that
making.
effect.
Yeah.
And then having his clean vocals was such a nice release.
Yes.
From the heavy growl.
He came in so hard, right?
Because he came in so hard, so it was almost like being pulled away from that growl with that effect that it was happening, and then having that that release and that clean vocal.
Yeah.
And now going into the next transition where it's like, okay, now we're going to the next page, the next story. Here's the next chapter of this adventure.
Yeah.
So like it's been phenomenal. I'm in love with this song, with Opeth as a band. They are just top tier. I can see why they've been your favorite and why you had to like just go full force into the metal scene after hearing them.
Yeah, because if there's stuff like this, and like again, we're from Canada, so like this type of stuff isn't getting pushed or anything. And then when you finally do hear this, and then you're like, you're allowed to do this?
It's like this, you can do this with instruments, you can put it together like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Because everything out here is so digitalized, and in North America, all the big songs that top the charts, everything like that was pushed on the radio, etc., are written by like 12, 13 people. They've done the analytics to figure out how it's going to reach the masses the best way. They have 6 producers and 7 companies and, 12 different people writing the song. And it's so everything is so, marketed.
Yeah.
Even the music is marketed. That hearing something like this that is written by someone who has the emotion, who's putting into it. You can feel that
desperation.
You can feel the desperation.
Yeah,
and so
in
that,
a good way.
In a good way. And so that is such a powerful thing that we don't necessarily have in North American music today.
Yeah, I agree. And let's check out the next chapter, shall we?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Opeth. I am so happy that you have the patience to appreciate how they do song endings like that. You appreciate that they're gonna do 8 reps of that thing and keep it going. because you know that you know your musical theory and what they stand for, and that actually allows you, I think, to appreciate them at a higher level than maybe some people on first listen, and makes it even more digestible, because that's not a digestible song in first go, right?
No,
That's
that is a
tough.
very technical song. It's very progressive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things happening within it that I think also listening to this channel and a lot of the different music has allowed me to be more susceptible to more
100%.
technical songs. This song was
What
actually
technical do you mean by that?
like technical in the sense of how many switch ups there are, as well as
Yeah.
like so
Their drummer is technically amazing. Absolutely.
is-
Shout out to Martin Lopez.
he's phenomenal. Their drummer is absolutely phenomenal. What he is able to do by putting in fills in there,
Yeah.
which then disrupts the beat,
Exactly.
is that something that's technical where that
Okay,
can
cool.
mess someone up, where if your beat gets disrupted
Yeah.
even slightly.
Especially as
where-
someone who's been in stuff like that for quite a
Yeah,
while, right?
and like something that even me as someone who has played musical instruments, it can something I actually struggle with is when I'm playing my part and then there's a little fill or something that I'm not expecting.
Right. Yeah.
That always messes me up with for my music playing.
Right.
And that's something that I have to get over because I'm always listening to what's happening around me. So if something is not what I'm used to, that can disrupt my train of thought. And that happens to, I think, a lot of people when they're expecting one thing from music. Their ears get trained for what they're expecting.
Right.
And if it's not what they're expecting, then it's different. And if it's different, it's not always good.
Yeah.
And that's how
love what you're saying there.
a lot of people's digestibility of music is trained for them, especially in a place where we listen to a lot of techno and a lot of pop, R&B, hip hop, etc.
Right.
That is its own style of music.
Yeah.
So
But on this song, I love what you said about the drum fills and how they're making it offbeat a little bit, and that's what keeps you guessing so much, even though that is exactly what they wanted. So it's not like it's off tune for the people that are playing with him, but for us listening on a first listen, it is so off tune when you're not used to hearing it.
yeah, so it does throw off with the beat a little bit, but it does it in such a good way.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I like with this is with the transitions, how they go so long in some, like at the beginning, like not the beginning, because this beginning like punched, like they're like running through concrete, but at the end of this one, it just kept spiraling and continuing and then getting quieter and quieter. I know that you mentioned that some people have a hard time staying to the end necessarily.
That's what I'm saying. Your
because-
patience is well appreciated.
Thank you. And I think for a lot of people with how long Opeth can take for some of their transitions, because Mikhail, I believe,
Mikhail, yeah.
Mikhail,
Yeah.
and the rest of the band, they want to make sure that their music is being absorbed almost, like it's getting in your soul, and that's why they do a lot of repeating things, be it repeating bars, repeating fills, repeating the entire end, just repeating for 8 to 16 bars.
No kidding, yeah.
So
Bars, yeah, thank you.
it's phenomenal the way it's all put together. This was crazy because it started off so hard that it was like, oh my god, how did I get here? And then you got that release from when you went into the soft, and they had that that transition. I'm not even sure what that was.
Well, it was just a transition into clean vocals and the acoustic.
And going from there and then being pulled back into that darkness.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my god, I thought I was safe and now I'm back. Like, how do I get out of this? What do I do? So it does kind of put you in that
Wind
fight
tunnel
or flight.
effect.
Yeah, wind tunnel effect, fight or flight kind of mode. Like, oh my god, what do I do? But then you're also just standing there and you're in your freeze because it's also so beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. You're in
Right?
awe.
You're in awe of what is all happening and all these different layers that they're putting into the music and the different fills that they have with the not just the drummer but the guitarist, the bassist is phenomenal the entire time.
No kidding.
He was
It's
just
right-hand
like,
man for him.
Yeah, exactly. And then having the keyboard and having their little
All
fills.
the FX
So
there,
there's so many different things happening throughout it that it can be difficult to digest because it's so progressive while maintaining its classical foundation.
Well said. And like this is all in standard tuning too with that guitar. And did you hear how dirty and dark those riffs were?
That was phenomenal.
And to it's really hard to make new riffs on just standard guitar. So like for them, that's what always impressed me about this too, is his ability to make so many different riffs on standard tuning, which is really difficult to make it sound that dark. So it just shows his brilliance and why I love them so much. Yeah. I hope you guys had a good time with us, though. This is just an extra treat for all the Opethian lovers. You guys are the best. Thank you so much, Chronicans, for being around with us. We do have an Opeth playlist. We got over 10, I know, reactions now. So stay tuned for the next one, because we are jumping back into Watershed after this. We're exiting the rabbit hole now, folks.
Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Peace and love.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Special shout out to all of our patrons and YouTube members. We appreciate all of your support.